Kasey Kahne has spun, trying to exit pit road where it's still a bit damp. Now the field has gone by, so the track is safe to stay green as Kahne grabs a gear and pulls away.
It's got to be from the moisture down low there on the racetrack. He had to get into some of that. And remember, he had 4 brand new tires. They don't have a lot of grip when you first take off with them.
I'll show you what happened to Kasey Kahne here as he came in for his scheduled stop. Going out of the pits, just right there at the apron, at the exit of pit road. It's still damp.
Got one spinning on the apron of 1 and 2 coming off the pit lane, trying to get up to speed. Caution is out. Caution is out. Kyle Larson spun coming off the pit lane, and the yellow flag is out before all the green flag pit stops have been finished. And now this is going back off the pit lane on the apron of the track.
Outside.
Yeah, he's down on the real flat of the track there. He had someone to his outside and couldn't get out there where there's a little bit of banking. And that is the dirtiest part down there, too.
Yellow's out. The 2 car is being black flagged. Be aware. 2 car being black flagged right here in front of you.
And $100,000 just went out the window for Elliott Sadler.
Black flagging me. He spun his damn tire.
I have to agree with Elliott. I think the 22 did spin his tires around.
All right, let's listen on the 22.
Big push on your outside. You're off of Sam.
22 spun his tires.
How did that go? I went in the box. Tell him to review it.
And the video clearly shows the 22 going first, beating me to the restart line. The 12 then hitting the 22 and getting him really loose and spinning his tires. The 3 is also pushing me, so it's not like I can stop either, and we just got a better restart and beat them to the start-finish line. But Robert Pemberton just told me right out of his mouth, I did not jump the start.
He did not jump the restart, but the rules are that he cannot beat the #1 starter to the line, okay? And that's what he did. He clearly did that. He had them cleared by the time they got to the start-finish line, and and made no attempt to give it back. And that's that's the rules of a restart. Their contention is that they didn't jump the start and that they were being pushed across the line, and that it wasn't, it's kind of out of his hands. So I understand that argument, but that's not the way the rules go.
Take the position getting into turns 1 and into 3.
All right, you mentioned you wanted to see the start again. Let's go back and show you exactly what happened as they came down for the green flag. And without a doubt, 2 cars were actually in front of him.
I just don't know how they could throw the green run not even past the restart line. Yeah, that didn't look right. Clear about 5, nice and smooth.
I noticed they threw the green flag, but the start of the race, the flagman doesn't start the race. The driver on the pole starts the race. I don't know apparently NASCAR is not saying or doing anything about it, but I agree. It's up to the pole sitter to start the initial start of the race.
And there are 2 lines on the outside wall, which is the restart zone. And what Kasey was referring to was we hadn't even made it that far and the green flag was out. So it sort of caught him.
That's a restart zone. I'm not sure that even comes into play on the start of the race. They do lecture the drivers to bring them down side by side and don't beat the pole sitter.
But I think that's where Kasey was thinking. He's thinking that he can't go before that line.
If drivers would start beating their wives and start drinking and driving, it would make issues like that a lot less sensitive to people. But
and based on our review of the available details, including the court's findings that were released earlier today, NASCAR is indefinitely suspended. Driver Kurt Busch, he has been indefinitely suspended based on the rulebook for sections 12-1A, actions detrimental to stock car racing, and 12-8, which is a behavioral penalty. NASCAR has made it very clear to our entire membership and the broader industry that any actions of abuse will not be tolerated in the industry, and want to make it clear that any inference that there's a culture or a tolerance for this type of behavior is patently false.
NASCAR driver Travis Kvapil was charged with assault after an incident at home with his wife. According to the Mooresville Police Department, officers were called to the driver's home after getting a 911 call. After an investigation, Kvapil was arrested and charged with assault on a female and false imprisonment. He was booked in Iredell County and freed on bond shortly after.
Watch the 6 of David Reagan. He is the leader right there on the outside. He must maintain lane position to the start-finish line for this to be a legal start. When he changes lanes, he has violated NASCAR procedure, and he'll get a black flag.
They timed it perfectly. They just went too soon.
Yes. Now, David Reagan not happy about the call, but pretty cut and dried, Darrell.
No, yeah, it's not even an interpretation. He must have been talking to one of his teammates, but I really believe the restart here, if the 4 and the 78 get a good start, 78 doesn't.
4 does.
And there goes the 4 right down in front of the 42.
Well, he goes down, picks up Montoya.
Now, let's show you what NASCAR saw as they made their decision that Earnhardt Jr.'s pass was legal. He was pretty much all the way to Matt Kenseth door to door when he was forced down below the yellow line.
But as he turns left and comes out of the pack, the momentum takes him all the way that far.
Okay, now if the 11 didn't go below the yellow line, there would have been some contact there, but I don't know. You're not going to go there? No, I'm not going there.
In soccer, do you have like warning flags and stuff?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give him a red card on that one or something. I don't know. I don't understand soccer either.
Oh, I got it ready. Here's the deal. On the final lap of the truck race, check out Austin Dillon here in the back. That's your points leader going below the yellow line to advance his position. And if that wasn't obvious enough, come into the checkers off of turn 4. He puts all friggin' 4 wheels, tires, they're below the yellow line and picks up another couple spots. You know, I know some people might think, hey, he was forced down there, to which I say, oh, bullcrap. Let's look back to the Bud shootout. Ryan Newman pushed Denny Hamlin below the yellow line coming to the checkers. And NASCAR said, sorry, Dennis. And they gave that victory to Kurt Busch, a.k.a. Radio Sweetheart.
I don't know. I always got told that the rule is if you get forced down there, then you're the winner of the race. On the last lap, anything goes. They always say it in the driver's meeting, and that's what I was going with. I got forced down there, man. I had a nose inside of them, and I could have piled up the whole field, and I guess that would have been a cooler finish. I don't know, but I'm proud of DEI. I'm proud of the Principal Fan Ownership Group. Everybody on this team. ECR engines were awesome. It was a great day for us. We're trying to get this car funded for next year, and you know, second sucks. That's all I can say.
We don't know right now if you are second. NASCAR has not placed you yet. Where do you feel like you should be placed?
Doing burnouts out there right now.
Out on Edwards.
Bill, they just told him over the radio that he will have to make a pass through. He said, for what? They said, you passed below the yellow line. He said, I was trying to avoid the crash. And then his spotter, Bobby Hudson, chimed in and said, I'm sure other cars passed us because we slowed down. We'll have to take a look at the tape.
That's what it looked like to me. Let's take a look at it. But everybody slowed up in front. You see him on the bottom there. Now these guys are all slowing down. All Carl Edwards is doing right there is avoiding a wreck. He did not gain any positions.
He lost position.
By doing that, he lost 3 positions. I do not understand that one. I guess he could have just wrecked him and then not got penalized, but I mean, that was just avoiding a crash.
I'm not coming. It's wrong.
I wouldn't either. That's Carl Edwards on the radio.
Here he goes down to the inside of Sterling Marlin. There's contact there.
Well, it sure looked like he got pushed out of bounds to me.
I mean, it looked like he was trying to go there, and it looked like Sterling came down, and I agree with Wally.
And if he does take that penalty, he's basically taking himself out
of the Daytona 500.
Daytona 500. So that's a tough call.
That's for sure. And what they're talking about was, I think Richard Childress has complaints in NASCAR that these leaders have been jumping the restart. I showed you that orange cone just a moment ago. That's where they're supposed to hit the accelerator. I think he's saying that they're hitting the accelerator just in there someplace before they get to the cone.
But you know what, BP? Really, the way they restarted the last time,
is helping Robbie Gordon because it's a rolling fast start. If Tony brings him down really slow to that cone and takes off, that's going to kill Robbie Gordon because of the first gear he's got.
I agree.
This is it, the restart and the white flag. 1 lap to go at Watkins Glen. Can any of these people behind Tony Stewart take the win away?
There he goes.
Oh, that was pretty early.
Green.
Final lap at Watkins Glen. Did Tony jump that last restart, you think?
Did he jump the last restart? No, he brake tacked us, and he took off over way before the go mark. So, you know, that was disappointing because I thought we would have had a shot at him, and we weren't supposed to take off until that cone over here under the bridge. He took off way before turn 10, so I'm disappointed about it, but, you know, everybody on the singular team did a good job. Tony did a hell of a race. He drove a hell of a race. You know, one of the days we're going to pull this thing back into victory lane.
All right, and NASCAR did warn all these teams, don't jump the restart and don't lay back.
While we were watching the race for the win, this happened. Whoops. Looks like Sam ran Danica out of room. Like that. I didn't think much of that.
Yeah, he just got in the left rear of Danica, and she just goes up and crashes pretty hard. I'm surprised the caution didn't come out here.
And it should be thrown right there. Car sitting in the middle of the racetrack.
Look at the streak.
Wow. Brad Keselowski, very, very fortunate that he got back there without more damage and, wow, some hard hits right here.
Wow, look at Danica. Took right there. Oh. What a mess.
Look at that streak. Look at it.
See Harvick just power sliding through there. A lot of cars. Oh, man. Kurt Busch hit a ton.
Ryan Newman took a couple of hard hits.
Junior, Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Harvick, Burton, Busch, Edwards, Stewart, Reagan. Green flag. 2 to go.
Boy, Dale Earnhardt Jr. got a great restart.
He's out of gas, and there they go.
And Burton goes around. A lot of smoke.
They had a little bit of a wreck back there. No caution.
Keselowski got bounced around, but we are still green. Let's see.
Cars all over the place down here in turns 1 and 2. Not real sure how this is going to work out.
Still no caution, though. We'll be coming to the white flag, Mike.
He's been working his way up through the field.
Yeah, he's been, you know, getting the car better and better all day long. See up there on the high side, the car just breaks loose away from him right there. Daryl's talked about those seams. He hits that seam the wrong way, that high up. All of a sudden, the car steps out and around it goes. And he made a great save as far as keeping the car, you know, basically on track and not getting into the safer barrier.
So we ride along with Dale Earnhardt Jr., who brings out the 4th caution. And after a good run, disappointing finish last week, lost about 4 or 5 spots here.
Yeah, Matt wasn't falling for the 3 wide action.
Matt real loose right there. Oh,
going around.
Hold your brake, bud. Hold your brake.
What a save.
That's unbelievable.
Caution's out.
What a save by Matt Kenseth. In tricky turn 4 in Las Vegas. Caution flag is out, but he's still got a race car in one piece.